So, after reading Avengers vs. Aliens, the previous video I just did, which, by the way, I blew through real fast. I literally got that comic yesterday, and it was only 4 issues, and I had nothing else to do, so kind of ripped through that book through real fast, so hence why the review came out so quickly. But as I read it, I had another idea kind of formed in my head for another scenario. And as you can see from the title, what if the Death Angels, that's what they're called, from A Quiet Place, invaded the Marvel Universe? So, yeah, I know the Quiet Place franchise on a whole is kind of seen as contentious after the first movie. But on a whole, I have been enjoying the films. I especially like Quiet Place Day One. I think it's pretty solid, but we're not here to talk about the movies. We're here to talk about the creatures. Like, we're here to talk about what they're called, the Death Angels. So the Death Angels, basically where they come from is that their planet exploded, and they literally were riding on the chunks of the planet, and when they landed, they survived. They tanked crashing into another, not only a planet exploding, but also a crashing into another planet. The Death Angels are, of course, if they hear you, they hunt you. That's as basic as it goes. I really don't know what else to say other than if they hear you, they're gonna come after you. That's kind of the big thing. They base their whole thing on sound. They're also incredibly fast and will kill anything that makes a sound, and are great at pinpoint accurately detecting where those sounds come from. They're also incredibly coordinated for small, even in small packs. Like 2 or 3 can be more than enough to kill like an entire town, as we saw. And even in a city, it's much worse. Now, because of their body's high density, they're incredibly durable. Like I said, they tanked a planet exploding and then surviving crashing on another planet. Not only that, they're highly durable to bullets. It's even said in the lore, even bombs couldn't kill them, or at least they could wound them but not kill them. However, that's kind of a detriment to them because their armor is so dense, it makes them impossible to swim. They can't. They'll just drown instantly. They'll sink. So, and also, they do have another vital flaw, which is sonics. High pitch frequencies disrupt them, and their one weak spot is left exposed. But make no mistake, these guys, if they're running at you, they're going to be a problem. So what would happen if they crash landed in the Marvel Universe? Well, you may be thinking, well, this is going to be easy. The Avengers are just going to be like Avengers Assemble, and we'll take out everything, right? Maybe not. Remember, these things, like, the first thing the Avengers are going to do is try to keep if it's the chunks of the Death Angels' homeworld, like, crashing into them, the first thing they're going to do is try their best to, like, mitigate damage. They're going to try everything in their power to, like, try to keep casualties at an all-time low. So they're going to be sending, like, Thor and Iron Man up there. Even some of the X-Men would probably go up planet side, and also try to stop it. But eventually there will be, they'll be trying to mitigate damage from the impact of those chunks. So while they're trying to do that, Death Angels are just going to come springing out in in swarms, especially in large cities. And the other thing is too, they're not going to be the Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, Fantastic Four. They're all going to have to be a coordinated effort. The one place that is probably going to be the safest, one of the safest places, I should say, is Atlantis. Literally, Atlantis is probably going to be the safest place in the entire on Marvel Earth, because, like I just said, the Death Angels can't swim. So Namor is just going to be chilling in his throne, like, it's good to be the king. Other places that would probably be safe, I would imagine Attilan is safe. Krakoa, yes, I am using Krakoa here for this scenario. Krakoa would also be safe because it is an island, and it wouldn't be able to recognize the Death Angels because they're not mutants. So Krakoa, mutant kind is safe, and Latveria, because Doctor Doom's going to create something to keep them out. If he can invent a machine that can make it be the only nation where vampires can't get in, it's going to be a thing. So those would probably be the Latveria, Krakoa, and Atlantis would be and Atalan. Those are the 4 safest places you could go right now. And I know what you're thinking, but the Xenomorphs managed to get to Krakoa. Yeah, they could swim. They literally swam to Krakoa. Death Angels can't do that. So I'd also say let's say 5th. So there'd be Arakko as well. But yeah, so the Death Angel, there would be places you could go. But again, the Death Angels are so quick and so powerful. These things would spread like a wildfire across the multiple points of the Marvel Universe. Earth. Even in the smallest towns, there are only so many superheroes, and I imagine New York is going to be like ground zero. It's not so. If you're in like bumfuck Kansas, the most you're going to get is like maybe 3D Man and the Conquistador. Those are actual superheroes, by the way, in the Marvel Universe. So it's going to be like everyone is on board. But the thing of it is, again, like I said, the Death Angels can take a lot of damage. They could take impact from a bomb. Now, could they take Thor's lightning or Hulk's fists? Probably not. But again, these things can swarm you. That's that's how, like in Avengers versus Aliens, that's where I got this idea, is that they managed to overrun in numbers alone against the Avengers and all the other superhero teams, because they just were able to just overrun people in numbers alone. So Hulk could probably Hulk and Thor could probably kill like a good number of them, but like they're still going to be coming in the hundreds or thousands and just overwhelm by numbers alone. There's only, like I said, there's only so many superheroes on Marvel's Earth, and the Death Angels rank in the thousands. And again, like they'll have military and shield support, but at the same time, there is going to be just numbers, and these things can take a beating. So yeah. Now I have no doubt that like it's good. They're probably going to figure out the Death Angels' weakness really quick. I have no doubt in my mind that like when you have Reed and Tony and all them figuring out the weakness behind them, yeah, whether it be like, they can't swim, so let's just get like people who can control water. Hey, Namor, do you want to? No, I'm not doing that. Other thing, Sonics. So Songbird, Banshee, Siren, they're probably going to be used first and foremost. I imagine Tony would whip out like an armor suit that would put out high frequencies. No doubt about that. So it would be a while, but by then, like the Death Angels would probably have like to coin a phrase, a death grip on multiple points. And again, even with, figuring out the weaknesses, they still have to clean up multiple points of the world. It's not just New York that's going to get swarmed. It is multiple points in the world. So this would be a group effort. And again, I know I've been stressing this a lot, but the big thing is you have to have a coordinated effort. And by then, the Death Angels are already making like nests and gestating eggs, and they're already spreading faster. Now, again, the good news is like areas like islands and, other countries that are like isolated, those countries are going to be for the most part safe. But this is going to be on a larger scale, like areas like Moscow, China, other major cities in the US, those are going to be just absolutely slammed. And it's going to take like a Herculean effort from the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four to like really put that out there. And numbers are not on their side. And keep in mind, they're going to be also dealing with trying to save people while also dealing with it. That was the other reason why in Avengers versus Aliens, they failed. Why the superheroes failed was because they were trying to save as many people as they could, while the Xenomorphs could easily just outswarm you. They could just continuously spawn and not care about numbers or saving their own. So that's something that's going to play in the Death Angels in a Death Angels invasion, is that the Avengers are going to be trying to save people while also trying to kill these things, while the Death Angel just going to be like reproducing constantly, and it's just going to work better in the it's just going to be a numbers game at that point. So yeah, All in all, I will say, despite everything I have said, I imagine the event, like the Marvel superheroes, could beat back a Death Angels invasion. They've taken on other deadlier forces out there, but this is where I think they're just going to. It's not going to be like the Xenomorph invasion in Aliens versus Avengers, where like they could just get outnumbered. Here, the gestation takes a little longer, and also once they figure out that weakness with the Death Angels, it's going to be a fight back. But by then, like, the world's going to get wrecked in that point. And I do imagine there would be some heavy casualties for the superhero community. But anyway, so that's just my thoughts. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you think it would be like if the Death Angels invaded the Marvel Universe? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.